Have you ever seen the picture of Mount Everest? The amazing height, steep cliffs covered with clean and white snow, with clouds flying around the mountainsides. They are all so breathtaking that I believe everyone will be amazed by the sight. Have you ever seen Chinese porcelains? Delicate patterns decorating on their surface. Perfect radiance, they combine beauty and function perfectly. Personally, out of curiosity, have you ever considered about how they come into being? Everest magically appeared after severe plague conditions, while porcelains are tentatively produced by hours of firing and drying. They are both from hardships. Both of them remind me of a painful experience where I had to practice the piano for months to pass the ABRs grade 6 piano. I practiced it every day and tried my best to reach my teacher's strict requirements, including musical dynamics, rhythms, and even my emotions when I touched the keys. However, she would always point out my weakness repeatedly, at which I was so disappointed that I could hardly pass the exam. To my surprise, I finally passed it with distinction. I could still remember how proud I was when receiving the comment from the examiner as a splendid performance. I will appreciate my teacher, that tough time, and myself forever. Therefore, I was assuming that from hardships, there could arise not only abiotic beauties, but also beauties of human minds. It was a cool autumn day. On my way back home, I saw an old garbage picker whose hair had turned into gray, and clothes was worn out, yet quite clean. He was reading a book quietly under a tree. When the breeze came, these golden leaves started to dance in the sky. So beautiful was the autumn picture that the old man had been a harmonic part of it. Undoubtedly, we can easily indicate from his identity that his life had been relatively tough, but he never gave up finding hopes from the book. And he never lost his dignity, no matter how poor he was. His optimism and inquiring mind moved me, which was the authentic reason why this picture was so beautiful. Another story happened in 2008. There was a devastating earthquake happened in Sichuan, China. Houses collapsed within seconds in front of the house owners. Millions of people got injured, died, or lost. It was undoubtedly a catastrophe. During the rescuing process, the team found a female body bending down, holding her kid tightly in the ruins. The baby was so well protected that he was sleeping quietly in her mother's arms. Sadly, the mother was gone though. The mother used her own body to prevent heavy rocks from falling down onto her baby. In her baby's blanket, there was a phone on which a message was written. My dear child, if you survive luckily, please remember that I love you. This is a real story. At that moment, the mother became the greatest hero of her baby. She may be just a normal mother in a normal life. But when disasters occurred, her instinct and her love encouraged her to become the strongest person with the most beautiful minds in her baby's world. Yes, it was those horrible disasters that highlight our invaluable beautiful minds. It is the darkness that brings out the bright light that also warms our heart. When we take a look at our whole civilization instead of merely individuals, we can also see beauties of the civilization arising from difficulties. We know that during the Middle Age in Europe, the mankind was dominated by the belief that God was the center of everything. However, this theory was gradually challenged by an increasing number of people, especially after the horrible plague from 1347 to 1353, during which over millions of people died. Even though people obeyed all the rules devoutly from the God, things didn't seem to be better. Therefore, they began to feel unsatisfied to be controlled by divine authority. They began to support humanism, and thus came the Renaissance. During this period, European literature, art, and science blossomed. Cultural prosperity at that time reached to a new peak. Da Vinci's Mona Lisa, Raphael's The School of Athens, Michelangelo's King David, they illustrated beauties in a variety of ways. The stress from the church finally stimulated people's desire to change the situation, which also invoked their passion to express their inspiration in the form of artistic works. Furthermore, I want to draw attention to the history of China. When we talk about alternations of dynasties, we usually think of failures or perishment of one dynasty. However, we should also look at it from the bright side. The alternations of dynasties actually contributed magically to the diversities of Chinese culture, such as the poetry with distinct styles in Tang Dynasty, easy-to-understand novels in Ming and Qing Dynasty. They have distinct literary values, and they successfully indulge us in spiritual art journey, which make up a significant part of Chinese culture. When these worldwide cultures converge and blend together, they become the human culture, which is the essence of our whole civilization. Hence, we can safely come to the conclusions that since these great beauties are from when we are in trouble, we needn't panic. Instead, try to face them bravely. Now that our minds possess the ability to create beauties, or at least discover beauties, why not take beneficial advantage of it? You never know, maybe you will blow the world's mind with your magnificent beauty. Thank you.